Every time you are rejected from something good, you are redirected to something better. The harder your past was, the more beautiful your future will be. The people who say you can't and you won't are usually the ones scared that you will. Remember, some of the best times of your life haven't even happened yet. When you're driving through the darkness, you can only see as far as the headlights shine, but you can make the whole trip that way. The past shows what you've done. The future will show what you've learned. It's not hard, it's just new. Life is like a piano. White keys represent happiness, and black keys show sadness. But as you go through life's journey, remember that the black keys also create music. Don't compare yourself to others. There is no comparison between the moon and the sun. They shine when it is their time. Sometimes, when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted. Things work out when you least expect them. Life has a funny way of surprising us when we're not looking for it. If you weren't capable, the opportunity would have never come your way. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. When you get up in the morning, remember what you promised yourself at night. Stop thinking you're doing it all wrong. Your path doesn't look like anybody else's because it can't. It shouldn't, and it won't. Once you realize your value, you will be greatly surprised at what you used to settle for. Just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. Comparison is the thief of joy. Focus on your path, not someone else's. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Most of the stuff you worry about never happens. You attract what you are. If you want to attract better, become better. Don't regret the past, because at that moment, you did your best. Don't leave someone to teach them a lesson. Leave because you learned yours. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it. Whether it's a machine, a house, or a relationship, maintenance is always cheaper than repairing. Every person in your life is a teacher. Some bring lessons. Others teach you what to avoid. You are always one decision away from a totally different life. Life is like an elevator. On your way up, sometimes you have to stop and let some people off. Never say maybe if you want to say no. The ego is not a bad thing, and sometimes we need it in order to achieve our aims and feel vitality. However, the ego is just a tool. We shouldn't let it control us. It is not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. If you went back in time and fixed your past mistakes, you would erase yourself. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is a starting point to begin changing your life. If people treat you like an option, leave them like a choice. Don't look back, you are not going that way. The hardest part is at the beginning of the journey. The rocket loses 90% of its fuel during takeoff. Today is the oldest you've ever been in your life and the youngest you'll ever be again. Your future self is watching you through your memories. Someday, when things are okay, you'll look back and feel proud that you didn't give up. If it makes you nervous, you're doing it right. The biggest lie you've told yourself is that you're not ready yet. More important than the ability to pick the right one is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Life's challenges are not there to paralyze you, but to help you discover who you are. Stop telling people everything. Most people don't care, and some secretly want you to fail. Hard times may have held you down, but they will not last forever. When all is said and done, you will be increased. The fear you don't confront becomes your limit. The family you create is more important than the family you come from. Close some doors today, not because of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they lead you nowhere. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals. Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Lower your expectations. Having high expectations of yourself and of others is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction in life. Sometimes, you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Don't wait to reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself every step you take. If you don't let go of the wrong people, you'll never meet the right people. Not everything in this world should be your problem. Some things are simply none of your business. Focus on the issues that affect you directly. You will be much happier that way. Winners have lost more times than the losers have tried. You don't need more time, you need less distractions. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. There are two ways to do things right and wrong. If you need more than one hand to count your best friends, you're not a great best friend. The single most powerful element of youth is that you don't have the life experiences to know what can't be done. You will look back at your life with much more regret for the things that you didn't do than for the things that you did. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. Fear is just excitement in need of an attitude adjustment. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say. There's no greater waste of time than justifying your actions to people who have a life you don't want. People only saw the decisions you made, not the choices you had. Some things had to end in order for better things to begin. You will remain the same until the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. Memories are always special. Sometimes we laugh by remembering the days we cried. And sometimes we cry by remembering the days we laughed. That's life. Why is happiness so elusive? Because you look for it in the future instead of in the present. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. Just because you are going through hell right now doesn't mean you will never smile again. Pain is purely temporary. Don't overshare, privacy is power. A ball doesn't bounce until it hits the bottom. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Trust wisely, and not blindly. People want you to succeed, but not more than themselves. Rule your life with your mind, not with your feelings. Every bad decision we have made in life had more emotion in it than mind. You'll never be sorry for telling someone you love them. Do it before it's too late. Your heart will tell you where to go. Your head will guide you there safely. Use one without the other, and you'll get lost. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. If people took back the pain they caused you, you'd lose the strength you gained. Most people stay in the same place for a reason. The things they hold dear are the anchors that hold them in place. You can't always have a good day, but you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. Clocks show time, and time shows people. In the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not yet the end. There is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. Adversity introduces a man to himself. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. To choose one's own way. If you can't beat fear, just do it scared. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. The pain you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming. Be so focused on watering your own grass that you don't have time to check if someone else's is greener. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you. The version of you that you are scared to become is the one who's going to save you. It gets easier every day. But you have to do it every day. That's the hardest part. The things we want to forget are so hard to because we need to remember them. You'll be alone in the most difficult times of your life. These times will make you wise, mature, and fearless. Respect yourself, because people can see if you don't. You make the best decisions when in pain, because fear of experiencing the same pain again is the strongest motivator. See people for who they are, not who you need them to be. Never jump to conclusions, be discerning, and let people show you their true colors. The people with the worst past can create the best future. Never overlook contempt. When someone views you with contempt and talks to you like you're beneath them, they will likely do you harm. Whether relationally, socially, or physically, remove that person from your life. If you punish the truth, expect to be lied to. Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness. Bad habits are like a comfortable bed, easy to get into, but hard to get out of. You spend your first 20 years worrying about what people think about you. You spend your next 20 years swearing that you don't care what people think about you. There will always be someone who doesn't see your worth. Don't let it be you. We have 4 problems: overthink, overtrust, overshare, and overlove. Sometimes, the things that break your heart end up fixing your vision. Your past was never a mistake if you learned from it. Once you feel you are avoided by someone, never disturb them again. You have 3 choices in life. You can watch things happen, make things happen, or wonder what the hell happened. You learn nothing from life if you think you're right all the time. Growth is uncomfortable because you've never been here before. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. Worrying only means you suffer twice. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. Be the person you needed when you were younger.